What's being called the Great Resignation continues in this country. A record 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs in September, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That number is up from the previous record set in August, when 4.3 million people left their jobs. Workers are quitting for a variety of reasons. Many are concerned about workplace safety as COVID cases increase. Others are struggling with childcare issues, and others have been lured away by higher wages. For more on how the pandemic has thrown the labor market for a loop, we are joined now by Julia Pollack, chief economist at ZipRecruiter. Julia, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's start with why we are seeing so many people on the move right now. What are the main reasons that workers are quitting and looking for new jobs?
I'd say there are three big reasons. One is that there are 50% more job openings now than there were before the pandemic. And when there are more openings, well, there's a higher chance that you're going to find a good fit. Two, wage growth has just skyrocketed, and it is as high as it was in the 1980s. And when there's wage growth that high, like above 11% in leisure and hospitality, it isn't all firms raising wages at once. Some firms are raising wages by 25%, others are lagging behind. And so people are moving from the laggards to the leaders. And then finally, there's been this huge shift to remote work, and it hasn't happened everywhere. Some industries have about 30 or 40% of their jobs that are being done from home, remote. And in other industries, it's closer to 0.05%. And so workers who very much like the idea of working from home now, 55% of job seekers want that option. They are moving from industries where that's impossible to industries where remote opportunities are abundant.
Yeah, in ZipRecruiter, your survey found about 62% of job seekers say they are looking to change the type of job they had. And as you point out, many people looking for the type of job where they can work from home. Let's talk about what kind of jobs most people are leaving. I'm imagining that most of the jobs people are leaving, especially if they're concerned about workplace safety and COVID issues. These are jobs where you're interacting directly with the public.
Right, so quits hit an all-time record overall, and a couple of sub-industries, especially those on-site industries, hit their own new record highs: leisure and hospitality, manufacturing, healthcare, and retail. So those industries are really the ones that are seeing the biggest increase in quits as workers move towards professional and business services and financial services and industries where you can work from home. Another interesting statistic, though, is that quits are higher than hires in education, in public and local and government education, state and local education. And that is a really big problem because the schools right now have about 723,000 fewer staff on payrolls than they did before the pandemic. That's despite the fact that most of our schools reopened in person. Ideally, they would have more staff on hand right now to deal with having smaller class sizes for COVID safety reasons and to address learning loss. But instead, schools were just blindsided in August and September at how hard it would be to bring teachers back. And they are dealing with record high quits. So it's incredibly difficult, after teachers have been working from home for more than a year, to encourage them to wake up at 6 a.m., commute for an hour, and come back to the classroom and be surrounded by unvaccinated children.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the teacher shortage. As you point out, it is a major issue here. Obviously, as you know, across the board, whatever the industry is, employers clearly are having a tough time finding candidates in this environment. This has created, obviously, a very worker-friendly labor market here. So how are people who are changing jobs, how much are they benefiting from this environment as they look for new work?
Well, in the past, firms kind of converged on doing things all the same way. And so often there was very little benefit to switching jobs. Maybe you'd get a 3% raise or a 5% raise. Now the benefits to switching are huge because employers who are short-staffed are pulling out all the stops. They are rolling out the red carpet for job seekers. They are providing signing bonuses in record numbers. They are offering to pay for your college tuition. 8% of job postings on ZipRecruiter now offer college tuition and educational assistance. 12% offer retirement benefits, up from just 3 or 4% before the pandemic. So this has been a huge shift, and that is definitely creating opportunities for job seekers. Employers are also reducing requirements. They're no longer requiring 5 to 10 years experience in many cases or bachelor's degrees. They're saying, hey, We really, really are short pressed here. We need to fill vacancies in order to keep up production, to prevent bottlenecks, to prevent the kind of supply chain issues that are driving consumers crazy. And we will train you up.
Yeah, a lot of people seeing a benefit right now in making a move and maybe changing careers. We have to leave the conversation there. Really appreciate your time. Julia Pollack from ZipRecruiter, the chief economist there. Thanks for coming on.
Good talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.